And welcome back to Lantern Corps video. Now, normally this would have been up yesterday. Well, this morning. I would have pre-recorded it yesterday and had it up. But I got held up on a few things yesterday. So apart from the two videos I got up yesterday, the review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the Death Battle prediction, I actually am very behind on everything. So I actually have this. 3 Who Would Wins I need to do because a week of Who Would Win, meaning yesterday's, today's, and pre-record tomorrow's. A What If for tomorrow I gotta do. And I also have a request that's a birthday request for a What If that I have to do, plus this video. So, yeah, I got quite a few videos I need to do. Now, fortunately, none of them should take overly long. The longest one should be the What If, but still, it's going to take me a little while. But regardless, this comes us from Sheridan Road asking, what Lantern Corp does Yusuke Urameshi belong to? Now, honestly, if we're talking about the anime I actually grew up on, I didn't grow up on Bleach and Naruto. Those didn't come out till, I think, when does Naruto was late? I think it was early 2000s for both those. But, yeah, early 2000s, no, but I'm a kid in the 90s. No, I grew up on Dragon Ball Z. I grew up on Rurouni Kenshin. I grew up on Yu Yu Hakusho. That's what I grew up on in terms of my anime. And yeah, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh, I love it. I love it to death. You can see where things like Bleach actually took inspiration from Yu Yu Hakusho, as a matter of fact. And our lead, Yusuke, is very interesting because I'm not gonna lie, he runs the near gamut or gamut, gambit, gamut. He runs the he almost runs the entire spectrum of the light here. And honestly, it's going to be easier for me to go over first the Lantern Corps I just don't think he can qualify for, and then go into the ones that debate about which one he actually overall qualifies for. So the 3 that Yusuke does not qualify for are, in my opinion, are Avarice. Yusuke, he's a punk kid, but he's never been really greedy. He just doesn't care. He likes to fight. He does, love care about his friends. That's really it. He's not like out to make up for some big money scheme or anything like that. No, he's just, he's Yusuke. So avarice does not work. Unfortunately, life doesn't work either because Yusuke has killed demons before. Like, he's taken life. And that's not, and look, just because you've taken life doesn't immediately get you, or think words here, does not immediately disqualify you from a White Lantern ring. As long as you are the embodiment of life in some way, the ring will probably make an exception, unless it's been your job to kill or just killed a lot, in which case there's no way you could be. Yusuke, unfortunately, has taken, I think, a large enough amount of life to basically qualify or not qualify for the White Lantern Corps. Also, he doesn't really do much to live his life to the fullest, to be honest. Yeah, he really enjoys fighting, and maybe in his earlier years he probably actually qualified more because he was looking for fights more often than he was in his later years. And by the way, I'm not going by the OVA that came after the original series or the manga. I am simply that also continued past the original series. Original series that continued past the Demon King's arc. I am strictly going by the anime where that left off. Because to me, that's pretty much the end of the series. And it ended on a good note. Yeah, I mean, it sucked that it was over, but no, I thought that ended on a perfect note. I own a lot of Yu Hakusho. Still don't own a complete series, but I should probably do that. I guess I can probably find. I know I can find them online. I can find them on Hulu. But no, I'm still a physical media guy. I'll be that until they finally kill it completely. Anyway. So, yeah, Yusuke isn't a White Lantern as well. And the last one I don't think he qualifies for, and hear me out on this one, is compassion. Now, Yusuke has certainly shown understanding and compassion before. Particularly, like, when he talked to, Hokushin. I was trying to remember Raizen's right-hand man's name. Hokushin. He basically is like, look, you need to eat food, and to you, people are food. It's not like you got a choice, right? Like, he completely recognized and actually sympathized on some level. But that's not really, Yusuke's shtick really isn't compassion. Yeah, he's a spirit detective, sure. And he's certainly shown compassion. But compared to everything else, like, almost, I think any one of these 6 I'm about to bring up, and yeah, I said 6, because I think there's a solid argument for all 6 of them. would beat out compassion, quite frankly. So let's just get into it right from the get. So Green is obviously like the main character of most shonens, all that. They're usually going to be a Green Lantern because they usually are just, they had that trope of, indomitable will, overcoming great fear and odds, to be strong, protect your friends, all the good stuff. All the good shit, Billy. All the good shit. To quote Frank Castle from Punisher. I don't know why. I always quote that line. And my girlfriend just have a laugh and quote that every day. Say, all the good shit, Billy. All the good shit. If you haven't watched Punisher on Netflix, Punisher was good. That's actually one of my favorite Netflix shows I've watched. But yeah, it's like Yusuke obviously can qualify for a Green Lantern ring. In fact, Yusuke has really... The problem here is, let's assume for a moment that he got it in the beginning of the series. If you factor in his entire arc, there are times he'd lose that damn ring. Like, Yusuke has fallen into such depression and despair before that he would lose that damn ring. Now, he could regain it in theory, as he certainly has overcome a lot in his life. And ultimately, yeah, he could still be a Green Lantern when you talk about the series being done in terms of the anime. But yeah, Green is a very solid option, but it does have some caveats to it, definitely. Another one, fear. Yusuke is a scary dude. Demons are afraid of him. Oh god, what was it? It's like the Spirit Special Defense Force or Spirit Special Defense Force. There's something, but the SDF, is that it? The Spirit Defense Force, wasn't it? Basically like King Kawemba's right hand, like elite squad. They were scared shitless of Yusuke when he basically stood up to them because he was an S class at that point. And they're like at best A class, and he would just wreck their shop. And what was it? Yoda or Yuya or something like that. Yomi's right hand guy, not his right hand fighter, like the older guy who was like his advisor. Like, when he scanned Yusuke's power, he was even like, oh, like, Yusuke is a scary dude. Like, most demons are scared of Yusuke on some level. Like, it's only like the demons that can really match him that aren't afraid of him. Even the good doctor, even though he was all psychotic, but Sensui's, one of Sensui's men, it's like, I think it's time for a dissection. Even though he was a very weak in terms of spiritual capabilities, he wasn't scared initially of Yusuke. But then once Yusuke was just like, okay, yeah, I gotta do this. And he realized, oh shit, he's actually going to kill me. Wait, now let's talk about this. And then, Yusuke killed him, Genkai brought him back. Say for the individuals who are truly, equal in terms of power to him, or above, or close to it, most apparitions are afraid very much of Yusuke. Yusuke is no joke. So Yusuke could definitely qualify for fear. Crap. Hope. I'll get rid of Hope. Now Hope. It helps too that Hope's not going to be one I think is going to be the main Corp. Hope. That one is a bit of a lesser extent. Now, people obviously are putting their hopes in Yusuke a lot, especially when it comes to taking on the big bad of each team in the Dark Tournament when he is fighting, or saving the world or something like that. So hope is definitely placed in Yusuke's shoulders. I will say though, of all of them, and I say that because something happened where I got messed up here, it is probably the weakest option, I'd say, among the 6. So I wouldn't go Hope, at least not as his main. It's probably his weakest, maybe his second weakest. Then, and now, what I want to talk about is this love, because the question could get brought up, is love really what motivates him? Like, we know as the series goes on, he does love Keiko. Ultimately, he loves his girlfriend. And Keiko loves Yusuke. And it's very obvious on Keiko's part that love is definitely her motivator. Love is the thing that drives her. So if I were to ever do Keiko, I'll say it right now, she would be a Star Sapphire. But could Yusuke be a Star Sapphire? Is love ultimately the strongest emotion he has? Well, in his fight with Yomi, there is that moment where he's kind of I don't know what I'm fighting for anymore. It's like, I'm giving up everything. He's just beating the living crap out of Yusuke. It's like, Yusuke doesn't have a drive to fight at the moment. And then I believe it's Ryzen inside of him that reminds him, it reminds him about his promise to Keiko. It's like, he realizes, that's right, I promised I'd come back to her. And he powers up and all that. So you could definitely make an argument that love is certainly a motivator. The problem here, I think, is that when we go back to fear, and Will. I think those are stronger, more strongly illustrated in Yusuke than Love is. Not that Love isn't a powerful motivator. It's just in terms of the emotions that truly dominate him. And again, I don't know why Will is technically an emotion. It's not. Willpower is not an emotion, but whatever. It counts in the spectrum, I guess. I don't know. Sapphire is a weird one for me because for a while, you can make an argument it's only motivating him in certain moments. It's not truly what motivates him the whole way through. You know what I mean? Especially when he's in a fight, especially in early days like that. He's clear Love wasn't motivating him in the early days, even if he loved Keiko or not. But later on, as he grew, maybe you could make an argument it's a stronger motivator and a stronger emotion, which overrides some of the other ones. I don't know if I'd go that far. Like, I don't think it's his most dominant emotion. I think it's either tied or is a little above the Blue Lantern Corps, though. It's a little more than Hope. Because Yusuke himself doesn't really carry a huge amount of hope, but he's not hopeless either. He does carry some hope. It's just very unique. Again, Blue is a very unique one because it's basically like religion. You need hope and faith are the same thing, so you need to carry both with you. Then we have the Black Lantern Corps. Now, Yusuke can automatically qualify for this because he's died twice. So, if not, he's overqualified for this Lantern Corps. This would also be an interesting one because I feel like he might be able to hold this ring and keep his personality because he's been dead before and functioned as a dead being. So I don't know. It's unique in that definitely he could qualify, and it might actually be the strongest one he qualifies for because he's died more than once, come back several times, and at this point, death he just kind of laughs at. Last but not least, though, Red. Yusuke's definitely an angry kid. And that's the thing. I say kid because even by the end of the series, he's, I think, like 18 or 17. He's a legal adult, I think, by the end of the series. At least by Japan standards, he's a legal adult. But to me, that's still a kid. 18-year-olds are still kids to me at this point. Or are now kids to me at this point. I'm in my 30s now, so it's like, yeah. You're kids to me. Oh, look at you. You're kids to me, sorry. But, it's clear he harbors a lot of anger throughout his entire life, even near the end of the series when he's fighting Yomi and stuff. There's a lot of anger in that guy. Is it a thing that drives him, though? Is it the thing that motivates? Is it his most dominant emotion? I think it's a little bit more dominant, if I'm going to be honest, than his love, even though he very much cares for Keiko, and that's the thing that helped him with Yomi. You could tell, too, that he was still angry at the same time. He used that. It's like his love motivated his rage, or his rage motivated his love, one or the other. They were kind of entwined with each other there. So I don't know if I could go so far as to say it's his most dominant. It's probably, of the six, his third. It's probably the halfway point. And then we're looking at the final three now. So it's either the Green Lantern Corps, Yellow, or the Black. I'm going to take the Yellow out of the equation because once we get to the latter part of the series, there are less and less individuals who are truly scared of him because so many fighters can actually match him or come close to him in power or greater than him. So I would take Yellow out of the equation. That's probably your bronze medal one. So your silver and your gold, it's either green or it's black. It's tough. If we're going by the end of the series, I will probably say it's most likely green because of everything he's had to overcome and still come up on top and still, come out motivated and continue to do what he does. Even though he was no longer a spear detective at that point. But I will say Black is probably the close second. Not even probably. I'd say Black is the close second. That's honestly what I'd say here. Is that because he's died twice, because his job deals with death on some level, spear detective and all that, I would definitely go with the idea that Black would be his secondary Lantern Corps. But ultimately, long story short, I do think it falls on to Green. I think Green is the most likely candidate given everything that's happened to him. But I am willing to hear explanations of why the other ones are more dominant, and I'm not going to really disagree with them because any of the six, I think he actually could qualify for. Then I even think there's an argument for the Lantern Corps of Compassion, but I just think it's so much. There's even less argument than any of the six I just went over. The only two I really just don't think he qualifies for is the White Lantern Corps and the Orange Lantern Corps. So, but let me know what you know. Let me know what you think. Maybe you think I'm wrong. That's cool. Maybe you think I'm right. That's cool too. I hope. But no, we're all allowed to disagree. We're all allowed to have our opinions. That's the fun of this. What Land Decor would you give him if you wouldn't give him the green? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. I just who would win Star Wars, Super Magic, what if anything to do in the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get that at some point. I've got 3 who would wins and 2 what ifs to do. One of them won't be very long. One of them will probably go on longer because it's the Naruto one. So, yeah. I'll see you later, folks. Have a good one.